Hi, Donald here with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School with another tips and tricks. And this tips and tricks is on adjusting your fly reel drag before your first cast. If you remember, or if you've been a watcher or a subscriber of this channel, a little earlier, I think this year, or maybe late last year, I did a video on releasing your drag or loosening your drag all the way when putting your rods up for the day or for storage. The reason you do that is to help preserve the mechanisms and the components that all make up your drag system. And this also goes for conventional gear too, although I'll be showing you on a fly reel. So when you put your rods up, I tell you to release your drag all the way so you help preserve all of your drag components. So when you get out to the water and you go to cast, you have to remember to set your drag. And there's a certain way to set your drag, okay? You don't want it all the way loose. You want to go through and set your drag so that it's a little difficult to pull out, but it's not super hard. So it takes effort to pull it out, but you don't have to pull very hard. What I mean by this is a loose drag. Comes out nice and easy, right? So if I adjust the drag a little bit and I give it a little pull, it's got a little bit of tension, but not quite where I want it. It's just a little bit loose. So I'm gonna go just a little bit more, and that's gonna be too much because now it takes a pretty good amount of effort. And you see how it's skipping rather than coming out smooth? That tells me that that drag is a little bit too tight. So I'm gonna reel this back in, and I'm gonna loosen that up just a little bit, and I'm gonna pull it. Now that's a little bit loose. I'm gonna go just a little bit more, and that's what I want. I want a nice smooth, but I want to make a little bit of effort to pull it out. And what that's going to do is, one, it's going to set up so when you do hook a fish, your drag is set and it's not set too hard, because if it's set too tight or too firm, you will snap a fit. You'll snap your leader, your tippet, your line, whatever. Something's going to break if that drag is set too tight. You're going to lose that fish. Nobody wants that. If it's set too loose, one of two things can happen. One is the fish just may run a little bit more, and you may lose the hook. You may toss the hook because you don't have enough tension on it. And you can probably adjust that quickly enough with your drag tension on conventional or fly gear. The other problem, especially in fly gear and even in some of your conventional gear, spinning tackle, not quite so much, but there is other gear out there that will have the same problem, and it's called spider nesting, right? So if I have this drag loose as far as it can go, and I'm not gonna cast in here, but if I emulate a cast, what's gonna happen is this drag is too loose. All this drag is gonna spin your reel or your spool is gonna spin faster than what your line is coming off. And that's what causes spider webs or spider's nest or bird's nest, all kinds of different names for it out there. But basically all this line in here is going to get caught somewhere in itself. So I've got this drag as loose as it can go. So if I cast or if a fish hits it, it's going to do this. You see that right there? That's what's going to happen. And sometimes you can pull that out, but that's what usually happens right there. It gets looped upon itself. So now I have to take this reel, hopefully your reel is able to have the spool taken off fairly easy. I can kind of pull all this excess off, but if you have a fish on the line, this is going to take you a few minutes and you've lost a fish. You're frustrated, you're done, that's not a good start of a day. That's not a good thing to happen in the middle of the day, and it's surely not a good thing to have end your day. So set your drag on your fly reel for the size of fish or the weight of the fish that you are going to target. Do not have it loose all the way, and do not have it too tight. Those are two very important things, because as you can see, this is a headache on the water, especially in a kayak. Now, it'd probably take me a few minutes to get this. I'm not going to do that on video, but it's actually not difficult to get undone. It just takes a few minutes, and then I can go back to fishing. But if a fish is on that line, you're surely going to lose that fish. Or the fish is going to continue to put tension on that line and going to cause a whole lot of issues, especially with fly line. You're going to kink it, you're going to break it, you're going to snap everything off. It's just not going to be a good day. So remember, the other video was to release your drag for storage. This video is on to make sure your drag is set correctly before your first cast of the day. Again, Thanks y'all for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, it should be down there or wherever it may be in the future. Please hit that subscribe button so you can get every tips and tricks and any install videos and anything else I might be doing on the water. Tips and tricks videos every Tuesday right here on the video channel at 2 p.m. Central. So please tune in for those. And until next time, tight lines and safe paddles.